Hello, how are ya today? Welcome to, or welcome back to Baby Girl's World. Okay, we know what we're dealing with. People that have been here before know what's gonna happen. It's me. Those of you that are new here, I hope you stay. I'm a goofy bitch, and I talk about the goofy bitch, Gypsy Rose. So, we got a lot to talk about today, because you know what I'm a part of? The truth train. You got it, bitch. You got it. Choo, choo. Say it with me now. Come on. Choo, choo. Gotta do the arm, too. Do it again. Choo, choo. I'm just kidding. You know, it's so funny because my dad drove train for 30 years. That's all I've heard about since I was a little kid. Is Dad's got to go off in the train. He's going to be gone for 3 weeks. You know, shit like that. It's just kind of funny how it all comes like full circle. Now I'm on the truth train exposing the Gypsy Rose Blanchard. It doesn't get better. And I make good content. I got a community guidelines strike, you guys. I appealed it, but I'm scared. I didn't do nothing. We watched that damn intervention in my life. No more. I guess I can't do that. Because it was harmful, they said. So they took it down. I'm scared. Please pray I don't lose my channel. Anyways, I'm going to get out of that headspace, alright? I wanted to say something really quick, though. I have to tell you guys how much I appreciate you and how much I love you. I put a lot of work and money and time into my content because, like, every platform, in order to be a part of the pro of it so that you get all the benefits of it, you got to pay monthly. So I invest in this every month because it's what I love. And I love coming on here to see you guys and talk, and you guys are my family so much that, like, I feel lost if I don't do content. It's crazy to me, and I get, like, really depressed, you know? And then I come on, and it's like I see these kind of comments. Look at this. The reason I love you is because I see the work you put into your content. I remember the first time it came across my feed, and I watched, I knew I had to be a member. A hilarious girl from my area of the country putting out quality work. Trust me, I'm not rich and I'm only a member of one other channel. You are so talented. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You need to work on a stand-up script and start going on open mic. You know what, girl? I was reading that and I have been wanting to do that because I have an entire 20-minute comedy skit written. And I worked real hard on it, but I'm kind of nervous. I won't even lie to you. Getting up on a stage, I'm going to be shaking it first. I hope my jokes come out right. But then it's like, it kind of starts, like when I do my videos, it kind of just starts to flow out of you where you're like, okay, I got this. I can do this. But I appreciate those kind of comments. It really means the world. I get emails from you guys. If you don't know, my email is usually in my description. I don't think the last few videos I put it in there, I forgot, but I will from now on. Go ahead and email a gal. It's like some of these girls on here right now are having a hard time. They got them. That's why I'm worried about my community strike, because like the girls are all getting demonetized. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a part of that group. I need this. This is helping me out so much. But you know what? I get on here every day and I just be myself. That's what you got to do. And I wore this shirt today because why? Because Gypsy Rose is an evil bitch. That's what I wish it said, is evil bitch. She killed her mother. Something like that, you know. I decided I have a new way I want to try to do things right here. Did you see, like, the clip of Gypsy saying that she's not very sexual? And then have you read some of these emails? Like, oh my Lord. And I wanted to go over some of the crime scene photos with you guys. So we got a lot to talk about here. If you look at the photo and the crime scene photos, I'll show you here, that along the bed, on the end of the bed, there was like blood drips, right? And then they had the markers along the side of all the stuff and everything like that. Well, those blood drops are very suspicious to me because of the fact that how in the world would those get there right there? And it would have to be if someone was walking towards the other side with a knife, be in their right hand. But if they're coming back, it would be in their left hand. But why? You know what I'm saying? And then Nick only claims 4 wounds. So I'm wondering because, well, the toxicology report said there was nothing in her system. And, once you pass away, the stuff that's in your system stays in your system. Like, it's not processing through. So you're going to get whatever's in their system. It's not going to be, because I used to do autopsies. I interned with the coroner, and he would call me. I would go out. I would help him. And, it was just every once in a while where I lived. And then all of a sudden I moved to the next county over, and oh my God, talk about like every single day, every day. It was very, very interesting. I loved learning about all this stuff and everything. And it's like people think it's gross, but at that time, the person, their soul has left their body. You know what I mean? So now I just look at them as like a story. What happened? Looking at the body, trying to figure it out. It's almost investigative. You know what I'm saying? But where was I going? I got oh yeah. One of my videos, I'd like to, again, go over those autopsy reports if I can find them. But right now I wanted to talk about those blood droplets at the end of the bed, right? Well, I was thinking that maybe Gypsy had already started before he got there, because they found her little flowered nightgown in the bed with her mom. So it's like, what did you do? Go answer the door for him and then like rip off your nightgown because you already had committed the crime of stabbing your mom? And then Nick put in one of them that you did all the cleaning of the blood while you were naked. And that if you look at the map, here I'll show you, if you look at the map, the bedroom that she's in looks directly into the bedroom where Dee Dee was lying unalived in bed. I can't even fathom that kind of just sadistic behavior. And then she tries to blame it on Nick. It was Nick's idea. But no, Gypsy Rose, it was not. Because Dan Glidewell himself said that you introduced him to all that stuff before Nick came. And you plan all this sick shit, but you want to blame it on everybody else. And then when it comes down to like your sister, you're such a bitch. In one of the emails, she says, oh, they made an option on JPEG where you can remove a picture. Good, I don't have to look at my sister's fake ass face. What is that supposed to mean? Why don't she also had extreme bruising? Well, not extreme, but pretty good bruising on her knuckles. And that was days after the crime. So imagine what they looked like in the beginning. Basically, Gypsy, you planned for him to rape you. It was a fantasy of yours.
This is for all the people that like to sit here and say Nicholas Godejohn did in fact grape Gypsy Rose, when in fact it was all a, quote, fantasy. And this is coming from Gypsy Rose herself. Before Gypsy Rose took the stand at Nicholas Godejohn's trial, she was questioned in a deposition. I'm going to go over just a few of those questions, just so you can see what her answers were. Okay, first question. So the bottom line is the interview in Wisconsin. You never did tell the truth, Gypsy. I did not, no. The attorney. And you lied. Would that be fair? I lied. The attorney. Now you have also given a number of television interviews, is that correct? Yes, sir. Did you tell Dr. Phil the truth? She says, yes, sir, to some extent. And to what extent did you not tell Dr. Phil the truth? She says, my feelings about that night that my mother was unalived, and Smex that was between the both of us after the unaliving happened, the attorney. So you lied about that? She says, yes. Okay, so the attorney goes on to say, did you tell him, as in Dr. Phil, that it was grape from Nicholas? And she says, yes. The attorney says that he graped you when in fact it hadn't graped you? Gypsy, it was a great fantasy. The attorney, it was a great fantasy, but not an actual grape? She said, correct. The attorney, in any of those interviews, did you ever tell the truth? Gypsy, some. The attorney, I'm talking about the TV interviews. I apologize, I wasn't specific. Any of those TV interviews that you did in fact tell the whole truth? Gypsy, no. So you've always left stuff out. Gypsy, admitted something. The attorney, and obviously today you're telling me the whole truth. And Gypsy says, yes, sir. Like we always suspect, Gypsy is never telling the whole truth.
And you really were going to sit there and try to act like he did something he didn't do? Just like in the McDonald's, Nick wrote that he claims that he was just itching his genitals and that they claimed he was playing with himself. So that's how that started. Then we got a picture here that I'll show you guys. Dee Dee's hand. Why is it all swollen and bruised like that? It looks almost like she was trying to defend herself. And that's exactly what it says here. It says, notice the discoloration base of the hand around the wrist. Now, that is something that I would have had to mark on the paper when looking at the body for lacerations, for abrasions, any kind of bruising, seeing if the bruising might have happened before or after death, because that can happen. She might have had setting of lividity right there at that point as well. I'm not quite sure. She almost looks bruised. Under the bruising color, another color change, a small brighter white band around the wrist, which is probably like being grabbed super hard, is what I'm thinking. Typically depicts when restricted by the wrist. Oh, I just said that. Often by being tied up tight with something. Exactly. It almost seems like Gypsy Rose decided, I'm going to tie my mom up and beat the shit out of her before Nick gets here. Is that what happened, Gypsy Rose? Because that's exactly what this fucking looks like. And it was like, what was it? You said 2 days before or even the day of, you argued with your mother and she kicked you out. Why didn't you just leave? But you claim that she used to bring you back home all the time. The bitch didn't want you there no more. Sorry, Dee Dee. I didn't mean to say you was a bitch. I just got a little heated. Calm down now, okay?
But she also said she can't stand the sight of blood and then clean up Peggy.
Oh, please. Oh, I like her nails.
Okay, I'm gonna answer this. Even though I just think that's... but... Okay, first of all, Nick made her do that.
Nick didn't make her do shit, Bree. Nick did not make her do shit. Gypsy Rose had that all planned. You know, I'm surprised she didn't keep a fucking journal. She probably did. With it all written down. But Bree, why are you so brainwashed? That's what I want to fucking know. What does she do to you guys? Does she like put you under hypnosis or some shit? Because how are you so fucking wrong? But you claim that you've read everything. You did this. Really?
She also kind of had no... I mean, think about it. They were trying to cover up what they did.
Right.
I mean, I think it's a lot different also. Blood coming out of a human body and blood on a carpet. Like, don't you think that's a lot different? You can look at that and be like, this is ketchup, this is dye, this is...
Right.
Your brain can like...
Gypsy Rose walked around.
I promise you, it would be a lot easier if you saw a splatter of blood on the floor.
Really?
It's going to be a lot easier for you to look at that and wipe it than it would for you to see it coming out of a human body.
Rule of thumb, if something doesn't make sense, it's generally not true. Especially coming out of Gypsy Rose's pipe hole. And if Nick Godejohn was this mastermind, he wasn't, behind the whole thing, do you really think he's going to risk Gypsy Rose,
exactly,
someone
because
who
they
is
asked
terrified
Nick if
of
he remembered,
BLOOD,
I think I have the
cleaning up a
screenshot,
crime scene for
if
them
he
to go and
remembered
get
if
caught
he saw
anyway, 'cause he's
Barney
not going to be
in
doing
the
it
bed
properly.
when he was unaliving Dee Dee. And he kind of thought about it, and he's like, well, I know it was there, and I think it was in Gypsy's room, though. He's like, I don't know, I can't recall, I believe is what it said. I have to look it up, but in other words, he doesn't remember the Barney doll being in there when he was doing what he was doing.
Especially their mothers, and think, ketchup. If Gypsy's so terrified of blood, why did she place the Barney doll under her mother's head with that fucking great big neck wound while Nick waited?
Exactly. Like, I don't know what it is, but Gypsy Rose has certain people completely brainwashed. But I have noticed that even Ken is realizing who she really is. When I watched again that live stream when she was talking about how Ken overheard her. Notice
grab your tea,
people are figuring you out. Your sister wouldn't even speak to you at Thanksgiving, according to Nina.
The show is over, and Gypsy's
I mean,
inner
that's
circle,
crazy.
Yeah, they're packing their bags.
Nina, let's watch.
So I talked to a source, and let me tell you what's really going on behind the scenes. Because the internet only sees the filtered parts. But the group chat, baby, is screaming. First of all, Mia has finally opened up her eyes, and she's starting to see what kind of person Gypsy is.
Let me hear it, girl. Yeah, I mean, look at the email that I have where she said that, what I told you a little bit ago. While she was in prison. Why don't you try being a big sister? Why don't you try, having a good relationship with your sister or with anybody for that matter? Stop trying to brainwash people. If you just tell the truth, Gypsy, it will set you free. Everyone will shut up. Nobody will probably talk about you anymore. But you won't do that. And I'm telling you right now, that's the one thing that would get you feeling stress-free.
And apparently, once she saw the pattern, she stepped back instead of stepping in. And honestly, that was probably the smartest thing she could have done. Now, Christy, girl, she and Rod are literally off enjoying life now that the house is empty. They mind their business and started logging offline and touching grass. But every time Gypsy pops back online, posting something messy, it drags everybody back into the chaos. And you could cut the tension with butter and a biscuit.
Jealous of her,
and
so
baby,
she
let's
sits
get to
there hateful anyway.
Because let me tell you what my source
I didn't want to see it. I did not want to see
not a hello,
the picture of the baby, but it happened to come across my feed on my For You page.
Turkey knife.
I don't like that.
That was not accidentally
I just think it's wrong.
That was planned
but
and the
she
cherry
does
on
look
top.
like me.
Word is Gypsy might be low-key jealous because people keep saying Aurora look like me.
I swear.
Facts in Gypsy Rose's case.
There's no reason to be jealous of your little sister, Gypsy. All she wants is a big sister. And you just... Who cares,
Gypsy's
right?
mama's bed. Gypsy's mama's door was in the
Diabolical bitch. All right. We're going to watch this one together, and then I got some other things to talk about. Or let's get to, shall we?
When Gypsy and Nick got it on, guess whose bed could be seen?
Possibly why
the
there was
knife
blood
used,
drips on the floor
Gypsy
right
stole
there?
from Walmart. Because let's be honest,
maybe.
after she had shot her mother multiple times with a pellet gun, there's no way her mother was going to be like, yeah, sure, let's go and look in the hunting section together.
Interesting.
Which is where that knife came from. Additionally, I would like to point out that it is a KVD knife, not a Husky knife like everybody says. This is the same exact knife. That is not a Husky. Gypsy did steal money from her mother, but it did not come from this safe, which, by the way, is all the way in this corner. So I'm not surprised she didn't want to trek over all of this stuff. The money that...
But why was it in Gypsy's side of the bed in the nightstand? That doesn't make any sense.
She stole out of the nightstand. This one on Gypsy's side of the bed. Which means she still had to enter the room. Which, by the way, Gypsy told an inmate in the jail that she had gone into her mother's bedroom after she was unalived and cleaned up blood from her mom's bed to the bathroom. Now, here's a better view of that nightstand. And there's two things in here I want to talk about. Most importantly, the bank bag, which is where that money was. As you can see from the ledger of how much money
to keep up with you and do it. And you held the power of your pussy over his head.
It was there. And if you aren't familiar with the case, that means
she got the tape fucking ready. So what did they do? Duct tape her mom down? Is that why she has the marks on her hands? Like, I am just so appalled. Every day I learn something new about this fucking case. That's why I do these videos. The truth has to be sent out. Every video I make, I send out all over to different networks and things like that. I don't even care if they're big name or not. Someone's going to read it. And hopefully somebody takes action with it. You know? That's all I'm hoping for. Larger creators and everything I'm going to start sending it to, too. Enough is enough. Did you guys see the picture of Gypsy Rose with the cat? Where the cat is all wet, looks scared out of its mind. She shaved it and then put it in a bathtub with the jets on. And the hair from the cat clogged the tub while the cat was still in there. And then she takes a picture with it, smiling. That right there is the sociopathy. The sociopathy with the psychopathic tendencies, I guess. Sitting there right in front of our face. Like, those are warning signs. I wish that Dee Dee would have seen and paid attention to, because that is a warning. I mean, if she's willing to beat an innocent animal like that or do anything harmful to one, then she's, of course, not even going to think twice about doing something to her mom. Because that's how sick and low it is. Like, regular people can't look at an animal and do something like that. I mean, unless you go hunting or whatever, but you know what I mean. Desecrate the animal. I got a clear picture here of Gypsy's wardrobe. I mean, it looks to me like she had quite a bit of dresses, beautiful clothing in there. Gypsy Rose didn't get the plea deal and went to trial. Oh my lord, the fucking judge would have had a field day with this bitch. I mean, look, there's a little white dress with the flowers there. Size 20.5, I don't know what that means. And then she's got several princess dresses here. You know, another little white one. Her dressed in the little white one with her little red wig on and princess crown. She's got a pink one in the same style, a blue one in the same style. I mean, she had some nice clothes. And then sitting there with Mickey Mouse, and she's supposedly 6 years old in this photo, but I can tell you right now, that's her way older acting like no 6-year-old is that huge. You know, there's so many nice fucking clothing items here. And then she's got the drawer full of different wigs, some of them still in the package. Like, she tries to claim that this is Nick, but you're the one that's got all the props. You're the one that has all the costumes. Obviously, you're the one that wants to do this kind of dumb, weird shit. And you wonder why Ken's trying to bring a third party into your relationship for sex. Because you're a fucking weirdo. Yeah, this is where she talks about the Bonnie and Clyde thing. So I'll show you right here. And it says in the middle there, when I was going over events with blank yesterday, she brought up some of the texts between blank and I on the night of the crime. Because she didn't want it to be romantic. She wanted him for one thing and one thing only. To take the fall for unaliving her mother. That's it. And then I got this one. This one made me absolutely sick. And I've talked about this before. Because I don't believe that Gypsy Rose was ever an addict. Because there's a few emails where she, you know, just says the most vile fucking things. Like this one where she says, I just found out that the blank mom died from an overdose the same week as the anniversary of the crime this year. It's sad. Part of me feels a sympathy, and part of me is like, this is his karma coming back to him. He took my mother, so karma took his. That's fucked up. You groomed him, made him feel like he was going to be some kind of fucking hero. And being a level 2 autistic, that's a big fucking deal. He was dead set on that because they obsess over things. Okay? And you every day are in his head talking about this bullshit. It would have been much easier just to say, hey, let's just go run away together. I know enough about her case. I could go on for days. Durable power of attorney where she was actually making her aunt, I believe. It says that her mom would be the one to go to, but if her mom's not available, then they would go to her aunt for any kind of like power of attorney type situations. So that's interesting. You see there, like the doors were off the hinges. Okay, so the doors are obviously wide fucking open. How do you then have sex with your man and you claimed you also, he said they did. Vaginal, fucking oral, all right there. You blasphemous bitch. And then you're going to say that about his mom. The devil's got a seat for you right next to him. I swear. And then this is the record affidavit of her stealing the knife from Walmart. These are the phone calls here I have a transcript of. And it's funny how Gypsy at one point, then she gets on the phone with her aunt and I'm innocent. Like, Gypsy Rose, this is all so messed up. You know? For the truth tellers out there. I got the picture here. I wonder how old Gypsy claimed to be right here, where she's got all the candy in her lap. This is Sugar Rush Central there. And supposedly she had to be watched when she was with other kids because she was a mean little bitch.
Another person from Gypsy Rose's past has reached out to me, and y'all, I have a photo from their private collection. And a lot of us have seen this photo that Ashley Baby shared, and a lot of us have seen this photo which 2020 shared. And whenever I first got the photo, I thought it was from this event, but I quickly noticed the dress is different, and Gypsy is in a wheelchair in this photo. This is the photo that was privately shared with me. And what we have here is a young Gypsy Rose as a flower girl. This was from a wedding that took place in February of 1998 at PJ's in Golden Meadow, Louisiana. Now, the connection that this person has that shared this photo, I will keep private. However, they did say that Gypsy was a legit sick kid, but she also was a mean little liar. They also said that Dee Dee was a little messed up in the head, but adored Gypsy and was so proud of everything that Gypsy did. As these conversations go on behind the scenes, I will share with y'all what I am allowed to share with y'all. But I do want to remind y'all that this is a small-knit community of people, so the information that they do share does put them at risk of backlash. With that said, keep in mind, I'm not going to be able to share something every single day, and again, the information may be limited.
Could you imagine those weird teeth biting you or something? Ugh. We're going to react to this one here by Zombie Mom.
Are you a psychopath? Because if you are one, then very good match. If you disobey me, and anyone,
this is what I'm talking about. How she held over his head the power that she had. You will no longer get me if you don't comply with what I need you to do, basically.
in any way, I will use the one
As
card
Simone.
that I have over you. Gypsy.
Gypsy and her friends, like Bree, like to suggest that Nicholas always sent over the scripts to Gypsy. But in this testimony, it says something very different.
Gypsy further testified that as part of the roleplay, Nick was the master and she was the slave.
Yep.
The state went on to suggest through their cross-examination that on a lot of those videos, Nicholas would send her a script and instruct her on what to do in the videos.
He did not.
Gypsy claimed to do the things in the videos that she didn't always want to do, but did them because Nicholas told her to do them. She further admitted to engaging in great fantasies with Nicholas, but claimed to not be crazy about the idea and that she was simply...
You came up with the idea. What do you mean you're not crazy about the idea? Then you tried to get him on rape by not admitting that it was consensual. What is wrong with you?
indulging him. Though Cancel had available videos which suggested otherwise, Cancel failed to establish that this testimony was false. Only a very small portion of the videos appear to be scripted by Nicholas. The grand majority are of Gypsy's own creation.
So as you can see in this court document, Gypsy was the one in control. Although Nick and her did send scripts back and forth to each other, it wasn't happening very often.
Nick's not that type. He's not a writer. I've never seen anything come from him that was large or, you know, elaborate or anything like that. He seems like he's very reserved in that way. Gypsy Rose is obviously the one that's coming up with all of this. But the thing about it is the courts didn't get to know her like we have. So we know. But unfortunately, she was able to get away with this. It was just such...
This is a video that Gypsy sent to Nick. And this is one of the most disturbing things.
And this is Damona's anniversary video. Gypsy introduces herself as Damona. She talked about being in love with him and how she wanted them to live together away from other people. She talked about having children with Nicholas. She said they would have to teach and educate their children what not to say in public to keep him being a vampire a secret because she was watching too much fucking Twilight. If they had a girl, then their daughter had to lose her virginity to Nicholas, which is so fucking sick because she or he would be the master of the household. She said when she turned 13, she would explain this to their daughter and why she had to give her virginity to Nicholas. That is so fucking tough. Oh, it's so sick. She talked about how she was Nicholas's slave and he could have her anytime he wanted. But if that's the case, then why are you holding it yourself over his head as if you're some kind of trophy?
That I've ever read.
Damona's anniversary video. Gypsy introduces herself as Damona.
She read it.
She talked about being in love with him and how she wanted them to live together away from other people. She talked about having children with Nicholas She said they would have to teach and educate their children what not to say in public to keep him being a vampire a secret. If they had a girl, then their daughter had to lose her virginity to Nicholas because he would be the master of the household. She said when she turned 13, she would explain this to their daughter and why she had to give her virginity to Nicholas. She talked about how she was Nicholas's slave and he could have her anytime he wanted.
This is beyond disturbing, and I personally do not know why she had the child in her custody after evidence like this was released. Gypsy is not only a manipulator, but she is also a danger to children.
So crazy, right? You know, it's really weird and hard to stomach the fact that she's got a baby now and that everything is going into kind of a turmoil, and this poor child is growing up amongst all this chaos and like hateful feelings and all that. And, you know, that affects a child. It really, truly does. And I wish the best for Aurora. It's not her fault she came into this world to Gypsy Rose. I just hope that she keeps getting the best care possible. But with Gypsy Rose as a mother, she can't even put you in the damn car seat the correct way or make sure that your crib is safe or, you know, feed you things that don't have microplastics in it. I mean, just so much. You know, it's just so much. And it's crazy to me that she was allowed to keep her child after such a fucking violent crime. And it's amazing to me that she's allowed to have social medias and make money off social media after all she's done. It's so crazy. Because if it was any of us, I feel like we would be done for. There, no fucking questions asked. It's over. You know? All right, for the last part of this video, I wanted to react to Dr. Fabian's statement and a couple other things that are stated within this video. It's 16 minutes long, but it's good, and it explains a lot. And I hope, Bree, you're watching so that you can understand better what is going on, okay? Because I know you got a lot to say about Dr. Fabian, but let's get down to the nitty of it. Bitch.
Conflict as to what's more important to her.
My mother knew no knowledge of Nick whatsoever, and the relationship was...
But you said she hated Nick. Did you not? You told the officer in the interrogation room that your mom and him just didn't get along. But she didn't even know him. She wanted to keep you away from guys like Dan, big motherfuckers like that. And then there's speculation because the shed out back looks strange, right? Okay. And there's speculation that she was doing stuff with guys in that shed. Because if you look, there's a picture, Audrey posted it, of Gypsy Rose sitting there in I think it's Jedi. I don't know Star Wars. I'm sorry. Costume, and she's got like the lightsaber. Is that what they are, Jedis? I don't know. But anyways, then Darth Vader, right? The black one, he's standing next to her, but he's fully like in the costume with the mask, so you can't tell who it is. But then if you look inside of the shed, there's a Darth Vader mask. And there's an email of Gypsy Rose talking about that exact same kind of scenario. So, ew. You would be doing that. You're such a sicko. Didn't you even lied about the inside of that thing? You said, I forgot now what you were saying was in there. But yeah, damn liar. Oh, bugs and shit, whatever. Yeah, there's bugs outside, bitch.
Filled with me having to sneak around.
With Nick, Gypsy's having kind of a dual life here. She's maintaining a relationship with Nick, but also still gratifying her mother. But there's going to be a ultimate conflict as to what's more important to her.
With my mother, I could lie and think nothing of it. But this was a really big secret.
The conflict of just being inherently strangled and controlled by this mother. Man, at some point,
the way that they just make Dee Dee look like such a fucking monster. Just everybody just shitting on her after death.
this was going to blow up and boil over somehow. So when Gypsy loses her virginity, there's a rebelliousness at that point of saying, you know what, screw it. I'm going to have sex. I'm going to lose my virginity. And you're going to be feet away in a movie theater.
What? I'm trying to react. Gypsy Rose, you're such a damn liar. You were not fucking chained anywhere. There's not even any evidence of that. And there was a computer sitting there. Whose computer was that? Is it your mother's? Were you on that computer? What are you talking about?
What does she use to bind you to the bed?
Handcuffs and a dog leash.
Shut up. It's something, that's probably what you did to your mother. And that's why her wrists look like they did. Because you're projecting, but you're Gypsy Rose. You were only allowed to eat soft foods or liquids because you had a fucking feeding tube. What are you talking about? Of course she ate in front of you.
It's these things that she would do that was almost haunting.
When I think of being...
Does any of that mean you should unalive your mom? I mean, yeah, things happen with family. You know what I'm saying? There's absolutely no reason at all, ever, to take someone's life. Life is valuable. Life is beautiful. It's a treasure. It's a gift. And you rip that away from your own mother. You sick, vile, disgusting, evil. That's who your mom didn't like. It wasn't Nick. Your mom didn't want you with Dan. She felt like it was a sick option because he was older than you. He had a girlfriend. He had kids. What? Leave him alone. He didn't even know you were going to go up to the hospital after him. You find out, you pushed yourself on him, basically. He just wanted a piece.
If, she defies her mother.
After the 2 weeks.
Dee Dee was in a lot of pain. Dee Dee had a lot of issues physically. So, actually harming you physically or trying to jerk you around because you were, basically her size, not weight-wise, but you know what I mean. And do you really think that she was beating on you and stuff like that when she could barely walk?
Said that.
And why are you kind of smiling about this like it almost gets you off that she did that if she did that? So where's the evidence of that? Did they go find that? Because I think after hearing that, I would, think that they'd go find that.
You will never.
I don't believe you.
Find love. You will never be happy.
Yeah, you won't be happy because you lie. Your mom knew that from the get-go because of how you treated people as a child and on up. You controlled her. You did shit to her and you're projecting it out as if she did it to you. That's sick. That's more than... Oh, funny how he got engaged to you in 2019, but he refuses to do it now. Real Gypsy got out of prison, and now he's like, fuck, I gotta... You deserve it. Every bit of fucking suffering and pain that can be put on you, you deserve it. And I don't like putting out negativity like that. I want to be positive and happy because I want to be fun. But you know what? I can't. I'm on this truth train, and every bit of the truth makes me more sick than the, I don't understand. Earlier today when we did my live stream, I had done the true crime oracle cards I got in the mail one time. And I happened to get this card, and I want you to listen to it, okay? But it's Ensure that your statements and accounts are accurate and honest. Your testimony should reflect the truth as you understand it. Integrity in communication is essential for trust and credibility, which I believe to be very true. And this is so awesome to say this while we're on the truth train. We're out here doing just that. You know what I'm saying? Giving the testimony of the truth. Unlike Gypsy Rose, she can't give the truth. All right? She doesn't know how. She's a bitch.
And so it's like I always bring it back.
No, she doesn't even get the privilege of being a bitch. She is a bitch. I see you next Tuesday, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Back to that curse where I'm like, I believe it's true. She never wanted me to find love or be happy.
I do have mixed emotions about not growing up with a father around. There's so many things that I wish that I could have experienced with him or experienced in general. But
Sorry,
I look at my sister and I look at all the things that my sister got to do that I never got to. And
so it sparks this jealousy within you, I take it. And that's wrong. Because it's your fault that you don't have a relationship with your dad at the end of things there. And when you were growing up, your dad didn't be there because he didn't be there. He called your mother a good mother, said thank you for taking care of her because I can't be there. And it wasn't just that he was spending time with his other family. He was on the boat working. All right? Something you don't know how to do. But I digress. Your father didn't want to be a father. That's his fault. Not your sister's. You should be being a responsible adult big sister that your sister can count on. Not somebody she's embarrassed of.
And for a long time, I have been very jealous of my sister. And it's stupid, but the simple fact that she grew up with our father, she got to have him
She can't help it that she got the time with your dad that you wanted. That's not her fault. Talk to your father about that shit. You're going to project this onto her instead of being a decent sister. That's the kind of shit my sister used to do. It was always a fucking race or competition to be better than... I don't give a shit about that stuff. The only reason that I ever seemed better than my sister was just because I was myself. And she, I guess, couldn't handle it. But that's... People notice when you're being fake. People notice when you're not being who you are. And then it pisses them off. Like, why are you putting on a show over here? Why? What is this? You know what I'm saying?
She got to have him teach her how to ride a bike.
And that's not her fault.
All the things that I never got to. And it hurts. I think about what could have been. I look at her, my sister, and I think maybe I would have just been just like her if I would have lived with my dad. You know, maybe I would have been...
No, because evil is in you no matter where you are. You would have ended up unaliving Christy or something so that you could sleep with your dad. Something weird like that. Because I believe you have some, like, romantic fucking feelings for your dad in a way. It's sick, I know. But I feel like you do. And that's totally your dad's fault, all of this stuff. And you're going to sit here and project it onto your sister and treat your sister like garbage because you can't handle the fact that your father disregarded you like trash. And the evil is within you no matter where you are. Remember that.
Captain or something, you know. I want that opportunity for my father to guide me like a real parent should. But I do feel like
Well, you can't have that when you sit there and write in your emails and expose your dad and do all this kind of shit and think your dad's just going to be like, I love you, Gypsy. He didn't have a relationship with you before, and then you were in prison, and he doesn't need to have one anymore. He's not that connected. It's a branch he could just rip off and throw out like he did before. You know?
Father doesn't want to tell me what to do because I have been told what to do my whole life.
Yeah, it's called life.
I know that he wants me to make my own choices.
I really don't know if Gypsy's been able to take part in any of the real cultural things that we have down south here. She has taken part in some Mardi Gras type stuff, but as far as wildlife and out in the nature, I don't think she's had an opportunity to do a lot of that. Roughing it a little bit, it's really fun. Depending what time of the year it is, there's a season for everything here. From the summertime, we do some fishing, crabbing, catching the big blue crabs and bring them home and boil them right away. Have some friends and family over, have a good little crab ball. Winter time, we'll start doing some duck hunting, some deer hunting, which is real enjoyable. It's not so hot. We get to stay at the camp and make us a little fire at night. Frogs, we'll catch frogs. I know it's not a big thing around the rest of the country, but a lot of people down here, they like frog legs. It's just fun.
Oh, yeah.
I brought Christy, Mia, and at first they was like, I don't want to touch a frog, but you get out there at night with your light on and you kind of creepy and you riding around and you see a frog and, you pull up to it and grab it. And
so this is what she claims that she's missed out on and all that other stuff. You made the choice to do that stuff that you did, to do the con with your mom, to do all that stuff that you did. You made the choice. You could have gotten out of it. You could have called your dad, told him what you took the time to send your dad naughty pictures of yourself. You couldn't have told him, hey, I don't want to be here. I can't do it anymore. My mother's driving me crazy. I'm going to kill her. For real.
It's after you catch one or two, it's fun. They enjoy it. I'm curious to see how Gypsy's going to react to being out here in this environment.
Whoa.
She's not out there alone. She's with me. I'll make her feel comfortable. But I'm curious to see how she's going to act in that space there. Just something totally different that she's never done before. She's probably going to say, man, I had a blast. Can't wait to go back. I hope.
Yeah, back to prison.
I think my first memory of Gypsy was me and my mom and dad were laying in their bed, and I think it might have been a birthday or something that we had called her for, and we sung her happy birthday on the phone. God knows how old I was, but that's probably the first memory I have, just because I was so young. I was 2 when she'd come to the house.
That's what I mean. And Gypsy's over here, instead of being a good big sister and being there for Mia, someone Mia could confide in, someone Mia could do things with, special things, go shopping. You could even be doing Christmas shopping right now. But instead, you made it so fucked up. Again, every relationship, is it the Micah deletion? I'm wondering. Is that why you can't have a good relationship with your family and friends and your online people? I don't understand.
House, or when we would actually be able to see her. I remember growing up and Gypsy being a lot older than I was, but she was into dolls and princesses, and I was never that kid. I had maybe one baby doll, and I was more like a tomboy, growing up with an older brother and being around all his friends. But I remember her talking about princesses and always wanting to go to Disney World, Star Wars, all that stuff.
Because she had a wonderful childhood where she got to go and do all that stuff. She claims so much awful, vile shit, saying that she had this awful, terrible childhood, chained to a bed, all this crazy shit. But in actual reality, she had a great childhood. A great one. And there's a reason behind unaliving her mom that I feel like goes way deeper than what she's allowing us to know about. Because I feel like there's got to have been something there that just pushed her over the top, but I can't quite pinpoint what it is. And I don't believe a word out of her fucking mouth about what it is, you know?
And I was like, maybe that's just how she is. I don't know. I didn't judge her for it. I just thought it was a little odd, a little strange.
You think?
So around 14, that's when I started really craving that sister bond.
Yeah, see? That's what I craved too from my sister. And my sister, the manipulative fucking bitch that she was the same kind of way.
Having somebody to, do my makeup with or teach me how to do.
That's all you want is your big sister. Why can't we have a regular big sister? It doesn't make sense.
Makeup. I would play in my mom's stuff. But I was like, it'd be cool to have a sister, and all my friends had sisters, that they got to share their clothes with. They got to do things.
Well, you don't want to wear Gypsy's clothes, okay? Do you want to look like a princess that's on crack? I didn't think so.
With, and I missed out on that. I had a brother that liked to ride four-wheelers, so that's what I grew up doing. I didn't grow up playing with makeup with my brother. I don't think it's fair that I got to miss out on that, but that kind of makes me sound selfish because it's also not fair to her.
Not fair to her. She did this to herself. Don't feel bad for that bitch.
She missed out on just as much as I did. I may have missed out on, having a sister, but I still got to go to prom. She missed out on having a sister, but she couldn't walk.
She could. She did this to herself. She could walk. Man, the way this girl manipulated you all and played you all from the second she was born, basically. I mean, there's baby videos of her acting defiant and trying to garner sympathy in order to get her way. Manipulative activities immediately showing signs of sociopathy, harmful to animals, all of it. No remorse. And all the signs are there, but they're so subtle and so secretive about certain shit that you don't realize it till it's too late. And it was too late after that. She unalived her mother.
She missed out on so many things. We both missed out on a lot, just different levels of things that we should be doing at, the ages that we were.
Right. No, she's not. She's not sorry for a damn thing. She has no remorse at all. And I can't stress that enough. Somebody that does something as evil as what she did and then has no remorse about it, that means there's more to come. That's why she doesn't give a shit when she does something wrong with taking care of Aurora, like having the crib up too high or all that shit. She doesn't care. If the baby falls and hurts herself, she doesn't care. And all that's going to do is garner her more content and attention. You know what I mean? It's just a game. And it's so fucked up that a poor baby is stuck in the middle of this. That's what I can see it right now in my head. Her in there just fucking laying it on thick. We all know what she does. We all know. And we all also know that if she was trying to get her way with some group like the parole board or whatever, her manipulation skills skyrocket and she was having the time of her life doing this shit. But she felt nothing. She's an actress, okay? And she played you. Were you afraid that you might tell something that wasn't true or that didn't align with what you told in the first place, and then they would speculate that something else happened? Is that what it was, Gypsy Rose? What's wrong with you people? She had several options of getting out. Oh my God.
I want to see her get out and live a life that she deserves.
She doesn't deserve to go and live a life that's like she's living now. That's a privilege. She doesn't deserve to have that kind of a privilege after what she did. It's not like she just did this out of passion and it happened because of a fight or something. She planned this shit for 2 fucking years and groomed an autistic man to do it for her, when she knew the whole time she was just doing that to him for that reason and that reason only. and she seduced him, had sex with him at the movie theater to get him ready in the brain. I hate hearing her say mom, like Gypsy calling her mom. It makes me fucking sick. And how dare you, Christy? Like, why are you allowing that? I would have told her, please don't. No, I'm not your mom. Your mom, you took her life. Okay? I am Christy, your stepmother. That's that. You know? That's enough. I can't do it. You guys, I forgot to do a member of the video and the 5 featured subscribers. What are we doing? So we got to do that. But what did you think about that? I decided to watch that with you because I kind of wanted to just see over again her responses to certain things. And of course I react because I get a little upset. I'm sorry about that. But there's more to come. I have more videos I'm working on right after this about Gypsy Rose. I just try to break them up the best I can, you know, so they're not too long. Otherwise, I'd be posting 4 to 5 hours of me just bitching about Gypsy Rose, and we don't want that. Remember other video, bitch. Ooh, Fire and Ice 1307, bitch. She is awesome. Coming to member for a song, bitch. And you too, Steph. My members always get a tune. You know what I'm saying? And I love to do the member shout outs because I have fun with it and I love you guys and I appreciate you and you deserve every bit of recognition that I can offer. Okay? Become a member today. It's only $1.99 for everything that I offer. Hello. And then I do have 5 featured subscribers because I love you and I want to shout you out real quick. The only thing is, featured subscribers don't get a song. I'm sorry. Maybe a little bit. But we have Stephanie Burns 7239, we have Kimber 7, Pamela Bortz, Yaya Kelly 7771, Glam Up's back up. See, I told you a little bit of a song came out. Sorry. But I will see you guys in the next video. Please be there or be square, okay? If you want to keep checking out more content of mine, there's a couple things at the end of the video you can click on. Go ahead and take a look at that. Please like, share, comment, and tell me, you know, about you. Who you are. Where you from. What you doing. Who, you know, what's your story? I love to hear the stories. Okay? Like I said, my email will be in the description. If you'd like to contact me that way, that'd be great. And that's it. So I hope that you had a good time in this video and I will see you again sometime.